Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome today to our second session where we do our presentations for our Lunch and Learn Marketing Basics. My name is Frances Smith-Dean, and I'm the Executive Director for the ZWHJCOC Homes Community Outreach Center. Before we start, I want to acknowledge our facilitators who have done a great job. Jasmine.Anderson, who's our operations manager. Y'all, let's give it up for Jasmine. And also Mr. Phong Nguyen, who is our intern from Harvard. He interned this summer at the ZWHJCOC Homes Community Outreach Center, so let's give it up for Phong. Also, before Phong, I would like you to come up. This is a bittersweet moment because this is Phong's last day. He's going back to Harvard, but he's been such a blessing. And this is from the operations team.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So
it's been a great summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to let Jazz begin, and she can.
I wasn't ready. Y'all got to do that again.
Loretta was ready, y'all.
Come on.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you, Phong. You are great. You've been fantastic. So now, without further ado, we're gonna do a quick recap, and I'm gonna let Ms. Jasmine.Anderson handle the next events. Go ahead, Jasmine.
All right. So first, as she said, we want to thank you all. We really, truly appreciate you all coming out today. We've seen some new faces and some familiar faces. And so what we're going to do, our last class is pretty much a broad overview of how to use social media and how to incorporate it into your business for marketing techniques as well as for brand exposure. Today, what we're looking to do is we want you all to be the actual presenters, where you'll show us what you learned from our last session, and then you'll also be able to give everyone an opportunity to see what it is that you, what companies you're working with in your brand and things like that. So we're going to first start with the demonstration. And in this demonstration, it's just I'm going to act as if I am you all. I'm going to act as a presenter. That way you all have an idea of what we're looking for and what we're expecting. Because the winner does win a 25% off certificate from Miss Loretta here in her marketing company. So she actually does that. She does websites. Obviously, she takes pictures. And so, like I said, she has an array of, but if you look at our Facebook page, she's the one who's taking most of those photos. And so, though she says she's not a professional, you really cannot tell. So, but and then also you can win a 30-minute consultation with Frances. And she's our executive director, but she's also a financial advisor. So you can use that for your personal or your business, and she can give you some ideas and advice on how to scale forward. So, and then of course you'll receive a certificate today of completion, just saying our way of saying that, hey, we appreciate you for coming. We hope that you learned something, and that we're glad that you can leave with something. So we'll go ahead and start the demonstration. Phong will act as if he's the judge, and
So in front of you, you have 20 slips of paper, and these are the rubrics that we'd like you to use to give feedback for whoever's presenting. So for Jasmine, she doesn't have a presenter number. So that's the number that you came in, and then you pulled it out of the box. So that's the number that you'll write down whenever someone's presenting. And at the end, we'll use this in our judging to see who gets the prize, but also we would like to give these feedback forms back to you so that you can see what everyone else here in the seminar thought about your own presentations. So we'd ask that whenever other people are presenting, you try to fill these out. Great, thank you. So just logistics, what we'd like you to show whenever you come up here. If you're using my computer, you can log into your social media. First, give a brief introduction about your company. What do you sell? Who's your target audience? Who are your competitors? Things like that. What makes you unique in the market? All the things that we talked about last week. Just basically sum those up and how they apply to you. And then to look at some of the posts that you've made in the last week to see what you've done and what's changed in those posts since before you came to the last class. And then finally to show us some of the analytical insights that we talked about last week to see how your social media platform has grown or how it's changed due to different posts. So we'll do that first with Jasmine so you have a general idea of what we want to see. And yeah, if you have any questions, raise your hand. Thank you.
All right, did you want to maneuver it?
Sure, I can maneuver. Great, so Jasmine, can you give us a brief overview of who you are?
Yes, so my name is Jasmine Anderson, and outside of being the operations manager here at the Zen Wesley Holmes Jr. Community Outreach Center, I also have a personal brand, which is an e-commerce business called Glamour Architect. Glamour Architect is a beauty brand that encompasses everything beauty. So it's building your beauty from head to toe. We have an emphasis and focus on virgin hair extensions, and it's a budget-friendly line at the current moment. So most of my sales take place on my physical website, and I do a lot of my marketing on social media. So that's where my biggest presence is, and that's where I get most of my buyers, or I guess that's where most of my purchasers come from. So a lot of my promotion, outside of just using social media, I take advantage of different influencers, such as people that already have a large following base. I may send them my products, and then in exchange of them receiving free products, they then do a real review on their page, so all of their followers are able to see it, and then in hopes that they'll become new sellers or new followers of mine. And aside of that, I also boost some of my posts. So currently I have a back to school sale going on, which is 30% off. And so I'm currently boosting a post, well, I'm about to boost a post that's going to make sure that a larger target demographic are able to see what I'm selling. So outside of that, now we're going to go to the analytics page, which is called the Insights. All right, and on the Insights page, we're going to look at reach. And if we actually hover over this, it tells us day by day how many people I was able to reach.
So on the 24th, you reached 6 people organically and 0 from promotions. Can you explain the difference?
So organically means that people that potentially already follow, or people that follow me. Promotions would be those if I were to boost this post and it were to reach those different people that I boosted it to. So that's how I'm able to make that, to determine that. And that's an important number, because if I am boosting a post, since that does actually cost, then I want to ensure that whatever I'm boosting is actually reaching the people that I'm trying to reach. And if this number isn't actually, if this number isn't growing, then that means that my boost isn't working.
Great. So what does reach mean?
All right, so reach means that these are the people that actually, and tell me if I make it this wrong. This is they pass your screen. So reach means that they actually pass your screen. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they actually clicked on the physical post itself. It doesn't even mean that they lingered or hoovered on the post. It just means that as they were going down their timeline, that they did see it, that their eyes saw it. So it's not the most engaging number. However, like we said last week, if someone sees something at least 7 times, then it tends to stay on their mind, it stays on their brain. So that is incorporated in that 7 times. So it's important that whatever you do post, whatever content it is, that it does, that not only is it engaging, but it also shows brand recognition. So try to have your logo or something like that. That way people won't necessarily click on that post, they'll begin to recognize it in their brain. And now we're also going to look at likes. All right, and likes obviously is when someone likes your post.
Or likes your page.
Or likes your page. Thank you. So this is a likes on your page. So this is a business page. So they can physically like the page itself.
And if they like it, that makes them follow your post as well. So everything that you change, everything you update, they'll see it. So you want more likes on your page because it updates people to what you're doing. So having 1 like in 1 week is actually a pretty decent growth. It might look small, but it's actually pretty decent. Okay.
All right, and then we're also going to look at views.
Right. And then page views are the number of times that people click on your actual Facebook page and are taken to that page so they can see what you're offering. So it's more than just scrolling past it. They actually clicked on it and were engaged enough to see your post. So Jasmine had 5 in this last week, which is a pretty good growth as well. 5 random people clicked on her post and tried to look at her page.
And then the last one one would be followers.
Right.
Down here.
Right, and this is for people who want to follow your page and get updates, but they don't like it. So they don't show up publicly, but they do still get updates. So this is also, she got 1, and I'm pretty sure this is the same number as for your page likes, because a lot of times those overlap. Great.
Right, so then now we're going to take it to Instagram.
Right, so everyone who's presenting only really needs to show one social media platform, but the 2 most popular ones will probably be Instagram and Facebook, so we'll use Jasmine to show both. So that was Facebook, and then now if we go to Instagram, right here. Okay. And for everyone who doesn't remember, Jasmine has a business Instagram profile, which means on the top right, Jasmine, can you point to this as well? There are these 4 vertical bars, and this is Instagram Insights, which is the same tab essentially as Facebook's Insights, so you get to analyze and see what your posts have done. So I'm going to tap on that right now. Great. And then Jasmine, go ahead.
All right, now if you're going to use Instagram as your platform today, then we're only going to be looking at reach, which is,
oh, sorry. There we go.
we're going to be looking at reach. And then we're also going to be looking at interactions. And reach on Instagram is different from the actual reach on Facebook. So the reach on Instagram is when one specific person looks at your profile, if that makes sense. So they can look at multiple posts on your profile, but that'll just count as one individual or one. So that number only represents one person, even though they may look at multiple things on your page. Versus interactions or impressions. Okay, versus impressions. Impressions means it's every post that was seen. So 383 people saw 2,355 posts.
Saw her post that many times. So for example, if Jasmine made 2 posts in the last week, and I'm a unique user who created an Instagram account and I follow her, and I'm scrolling through my photos, my news feed, and looking at other new photos. Every single time I see one of her posts, one of those 2 posts, it would increase her impressions by the time that I saw that post, but it would only increase reach by 1 because I'm the only user who saw it. Does that make sense? Great. So reach is important because you can see how many unique users are actually engaged, and then impressions is important as you can see the total popularity of your posts. So if you have a very high reach number, that's great because a lot of unique people are seeing it. If you have a very high impressions number, that's also great. That means your posts are being seen a lot, maybe by the same person, maybe by different people. So in the last week, her reach was 383. So 383 unique users looked and saw her posts. So completely different people. Great. And then if we go.
And then we're also going to look at interactions.
Yep.
And I've had 76 interactions within the last week.
And interactions are split up between profile visits and website clicks. So just like on Facebook, when you scroll through your news feed, if you see someone's post, that's one thing, but if you click on their actual post, it'll take you to their page, which shows a higher level of engagement. So profile visits means that someone liked her post enough that they clicked on her profile to take them to her actual profile to see all of her other photos and other products as well. So 63 people did that. Website clicks, and this is because Jasmine also connected her Instagram to her home website page in her description. And so Instagram will actually follow that. And if anyone goes to her profile page and then clicks on her website and takes her away from Instagram to her home page, then that'll count as one of the website clicks. So she had 13 of those. So people were not only engaged, 13 people were not only engaged enough to go to her profile, but they also went and then clicked on the website.
How do I like it so when none come through?
Yeah, if you just do not disturb. Great. So 76 was her total interactions list. So that's basically right there what we would like you to present whenever you're coming up here to show what you're trying to do. Oh, right. And then those are the analytical sides. And now she'll show you some of the posts that she's made in the last week to show whether or not they were engaging.
All right, and for the sake of time, I'll just show 2 real quick. This is one that I posted last night, but it's just the prices. So it's just to show people the difference in the prices from what they typically are, so they can see what the sale prices are. And then I just put it on this cute little background, so that way hopefully it would make people want to actually stop and look at it versus just a plain white background.
Great.
And then I put inside the body, who can beat these prices with this type of quality? And then I made like a little joke, I'll wait. Go to the link and order now with the promo code for your 30% off today. And then I use the hashtags, different things that I think people would draw people to the page.
So this is really important. We talked a lot about this last week, and I'll just point it out again very briefly. The first thing is she made her profile or her post engaging, right? So not only is this just effective in getting information across, like I know how much things cost, but also it looks very pretty, it looks very nice. She shows a very nice text, she spaced things well, things are easy to read, and it's also kind of colorful. So I'm more engaged, and I want to look at this more. Can you scroll down? Yeah, there we go. And then down here, she didn't just post, oh, come out and then buy my products, right? She started with a joke, a very informal joke, because Instagram, for example, is very informal a lot of the time. And people want, like we said last week, to do business with people and not just faceless companies. So this shows that she has a sense of humor. She's using emojis to be a little bit more informal, so like the question marks and then a thinking face. And then the next thing she did is she has a promo code. So she offers this deal, right? And this will entice more people to click on her post and then try to buy products because there's an actual deal in it for them. They're not just throwing away money. And then the final thing that I think was really good is that she used a bunch of different hashtags. And if you remember from last week, there are two ways that you can use a hashtag. One way is to tie all of your posts together to yourself. And then the other way is to tie your post to a broader audience of interested viewers. So for example, I'm not particularly, I don't know a lot about these hashtags, but like hashtag Dallas hairstylist. Anyone in Dallas who's a hairstylist will probably want to use this hashtag because it ties a lot of people who are in Dallas who are looking for hairstylists together. So just by putting that one in, she increases her audience by a lot more than if she just posted a straight no hashtag post. So this one ties you to a bigger audience of engaged people looking for the same thing. So these have a lot of good check marks on this post. So this was a very engaging post, and you saw it had 19 likes. And she posted this last night.
Yeah, like 11 o'clock. So I forgot to put Glamour Architect on there.
Are there any questions?
So far.
Yeah, so far. Do you all have any questions?
This first presentation we're explaining a lot, but you don't have to explain this much. It's just so you have an idea of what we're doing. And then this one, yeah, Jasmine, you can talk about this one.
All right, so this one, just real quickly, I took this from, and I used the hashtag to find it because I was moving slow. So I did hashtag ZWHJCOC. And so I went there, and then it showed me a collage of different pictures or a collection of different pictures that have been posted with that hashtag. And I found this one, and of course I love this one. So I decided to screenshot it, and I posted it. And then underneath I put, it's a great day to apply what you learned at Frazier House. And then I used, of course, the hashtag ZWHJCOC, Frazier House, Glamour Architect, Marketing in South Dallas. That way, if anyone is looking for marketing ideas or tips, they'll be able to do hashtag marketing, and then it'll bring them to our page. Same thing with South Dallas. If someone, let's say, is looking for something to do in South Dallas, they would do hashtag South Dallas, and now they'll see what we're doing here at the Zan Wesley Holmes Jr. Community Outreach Center.
Great, and then just as an example of how these hashtags work. So right here we have hashtag ZWHJCOC, which is the hashtag we use for the Zan Wesley Holmes Jr. Community Outreach Center. Now that's not a very popular hashtag because it's kind of a small base. So if you click on it though, tap on ZWH, like Jasmine did earlier, it has 18 posts, which isn't a ton, but it ties all the posts that have to do with us together because it's a unique enough hashtag that random people on the street won't just use it on a random day. So the only people who will really use this hashtag are people who have something to say about us. So these are all the posts that are tying together our company, or our nonprofit together. And this is how Jasmine found the post. Now if you go back.
Did you want me to go to that one?
No, that's fine. Can you go back to your post? Right, and then right here, so another one is hashtag marketing, which is a very general but very, very popular hashtag. If you tap on that, it has 20 million posts, right? So that means that 20 million posts have this hashtag in it, which means it's a very, very popular hashtag. And if you look in this, you you just see a wide range of posts, right, from all over the place, all over the world. So here, this is how you would get more exposure. So if I'm just scrolling down, because I'm really interested in marketing, and I scroll down and I see a post that I think is interesting, then I can just tap on it, and that's a way that I've reached someone that I wouldn't have reached otherwise, right? So there are 2 ways to use hashtags, just to recap. One is to tie all of your own posts together. So hashtag ZWHJCOC ties all of our posts together. And another way is to include, put ourselves into a giant audience of very interested people. It's a hashtag marketing. Great. Can you go back real quick? Yep. Here, you posted this 37 minutes ago, but she already has 8 likes, right? So that's how engaged you can be. And then finally, like I said before, Facebook has a very large user base, the biggest user base of all social media platforms. But Instagram, even though it has a lot smaller user base, has the most engaged platform, which means people are more likely to click on things on Instagram than they are on Facebook.
It's much harder for me to get likes on Facebook than versus Instagram.
Why is that again?
Right, so you can just see that right here. Jasmine, if you, just scroll down.
You want me to
you go to your page.
Like that?
That's fine.
Did you hear
That's
Ms.
fine. That's
Maxwell's
good.
question?
You can go up.
Yeah, she did. She was trying to explain it. I'm sorry.
That's good. So if you go here, you just see that on Instagram, you just see one post at a time, right? But on Facebook, you see a text post here, you see a photo over here, you see an advertisement over here. That's good, Jasmine. Can you go back to your profile?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you just see only one thing at a time, which means people are more likely to find it interesting and engage in it because they're not sensory overloaded with a bunch of different posts. So that's why I think it's very important. First of all, to have a Facebook profile, Facebook page for your business, just because that's how you'll reach a lot of people. That's a very standard way to do that. And then second, to have an Instagram, because you'll reach more engaged people that way.
So like, just to piggyback kind of on what he said, you just really have to decide on from what you sell or what your service you're providing. You just have to really decide which platform is going to be better for you. If you already have a large following base that is loyal on Facebook, then of course that's where I would probably, start with and put my attention first and then transition to Instagram. If you're trying to sell something, especially like hair extensions like myself, Instagram is more popular for that because like he said, it's something that's really, something that you look at. I'm able to actually provide a product and show a picture of it.
Yes.
So do you get more sales from posting from Instagram?
Yes, I get a whole lot more sales from
That means somebody
Instagram.
looking at your Facebook.
Correct. Like literally, so this is like on Instagram, this is what people do. You scroll, you scroll, you scroll, you see someone selling something. So like this girl, let's say if whoever this lady was up here, and once I see her get through with this lady's hair, I'm like, ooh, that's cute, I like that. Then I would go to her page, and then you see she has her website right here, Style Seat. I'll press that, and then I can book an appointment with her just that easy.
Oh, really?
Yes. So a good thing to remember is depending on your product, depending on your website, depending on your audience, you should use the different tools that we're telling you about differently. So with Jasmine, it's very easy to use on Instagram because she's a very easy, straightforward product to sell, and a lot of her demographic and user base will be on Instagram. Because who's your main audience, Jasmine?
25 to 35 African American women.
Right, and Instagram is more, it leans more towards female audience. Right? So Instagram is a really good tool for that. Now, Facebook, sorry?
But you're pointing to, when you go to Instagram, you're pointing them back to the webpage, right?
Right.
That's where they're going to go to.
That's right. So Jasmine has her own website, and like we said last week, all of your social media platforms should point back to your home page, your website, because this is where you have the most control onto how you present yourself, because you're literally building it up from the ground. Right, so Instagram is really good for a product, and Facebook is really good for getting the word out. So for us at the Zambezi Host Community Outreach Center, we don't have a specific product, so our Facebook page is a lot more popular than our Instagram page. Yes?
I'm like right in the middle of changing the name of my business, and so it's creating this a little painful.
Right.
But what I found in the previous business name is that when I set up Facebook as business, every time I posted something, it would go like to 2 people, and then it was encouraging me to buy. I was having to pay just to send a post out. So it was becoming very expensive. I don't know if I set up something incorrectly, because I heard you say yesterday it was free, but it's free to put it there, but when you're trying to send information out, it was like, okay, you want to boost this, it's going to cost $20, and even though that doesn't sound like a lot, if it only goes to, like only 2 people look at the boost, then to me that's not cost effective. And then you gotta do that over and over and over.
Right.
So have I done something wrong? Because I'm trying, and my name changed. I'm like, well, I'm gonna set it up as a personal, because on my Facebook, I really wanna drive more of the community aspect of what I do as opposed to sell.
Right.
And then on Instagram, I wanna do what you guys are doing, what you're talking about. So did I do something wrong?
On Facebook for the boost, like, we may say we're spending $20, but you don't get charged for the reach. Like, we may spend $20, but the bill may come back to be $6.15 or something. But you're reaching a lot more to people.
Yeah, well,
It's reaching.
just still
You
like
put in your
over time.
demographics and
Yeah.
said,
So somewhere, maybe I just did do something wrong because I didn't do something right. So I just, I'm trying to use the platform where it's not costing me money, a lot. But I have a personal Facebook and I have a lot of followers, and I can tell them the same thing on, for my business. So I'm almost like ready to just squash Facebook.
So what I would say is, so Facebook just baseline to make a Facebook page and to make posts, it shouldn't cost any money. To make boosted posts that will reach more people, that's where it starts costing money. So what I would say is, for you it sounds, since you have a very big personal following on your personal Facebook, it would be good to make a Facebook page and then try to market through your personal page and point people to your public page.
Okay.
Because you already have a very good asset, which is your own personal Facebook page. And you shouldn't have to spend money to reach people you've already reached. But also, I think it's still important to have a Facebook page because it's a lot more accessible to different people. Because I think the easiest way to see it is a Facebook personal page. You can only have 5,000 friends. But on a Facebook page that's public, you can have an unlimited amount of followers. And it has so many more tools that you can use, like Facebook analytics, like Jasmine was showing.
Well, my Facebook page is personal and it's public. I have opened it up to public.
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
Right, you can make it public, that's right.
Okay.
But even with the page, though, you have an actual business page. You have tools that you can use, like Jasmine should,
So
to
I
see.
get analytics with the personal also?
You can't have analytics with the personal, right? Which is why I think it's still important that you use a Facebook page, business page.
Got it.
But you just use your personal page to point people to it.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
very
And it
good.
shouldn't be costing you money just to post. It should cost money to boost, but that's different.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Great. So that's basically what we would like you to do, unless you have something else to say.
No, not for the most part. I think that's pretty much it.
So we were explaining a lot, and we were talking about a lot of the nuances about this, which you don't have to do. So whenever you come up, you would just present your social media, look at your analytics, and then look at the posts that you've made, and then that would be good.
We have 4 people here who were here last week.
Okay, great.
And so that they're all on this side of the room. So allow them to go through there. Yeah, so that they could go. Right, but we want to thank our new participants who came in.
Right.
But this is just to help you scale up your business now. That's why marketing is one of the most important tools that we need in order to scale, okay? 80% of your scaling and your revenue is gonna come from your marketing. Social media is very important. Jasmine and I had a meeting yesterday with the young lady who is a social media guru from Essence. So we're trying to scale whatever your nonprofits, your for-profits up, so we can get a lot of visibility. Jasmine, tell them how do you want?
How we want to go. So originally we had you all pull numbers so we could just go. Right, thank you. All right, so I'm just going to randomly call your number. If it is your number and you're able to present today, so I know we do have some newcomers, but if I have your number and you're able to present today, we ask that you please come up. We'll go ahead and get your technology set up. While we're setting that up, if you all have any questions, then we can answer some of those questions while they're setting up. Otherwise, I'll fill the free space with tips that I can give.
And please let me know how you're going to be accessing your social media, whether it's your phone, your iPad, or you're logging in on my computer. Great.
All right, so I'm number 12. Who's number 12? Marshall?
I wasn't here.
Okay,
last
perfect,
Okay.
not a problem. All right, number 18, Lions.
Yes.
All right.
But let me, okay.
Don't make no excuses.
It's a safe space.
No, honey, no, I have an excuse, I'm just gonna tell you, I can't even get in there. This right here is died, the battery went out, about
Do you,
laptop in.
do you know the login?
So, every time I have to go in my regular computer, they make me do something for Facebook, because I just want y'all to know, I'm just not, computer savvy. Now, I did go and post an event that we're having, 5th year of the Mill City Night Out. I did go and post it based on what you asked us to do. I posted that event, I wrote a little note, and then I also put Frazier House on our Facebook thing, you know, when I set that out. But I did not do the Instagram.
Okay.
You only have
Now,
one.
but it is important to do this, and I'm moving kind of slow, but I'm gonna get there. I do have a Facebook, I've had it for a couple years, but it's also a lot of work. And I really wish I had somebody else that could do that portion. And I try to recruit people, and they're not committed, because we do a lot of events, a lot of things happen here. We're developing a forum, and really we could do the phase process of the project that we have here on that. So I agree with y'all, but I'm gonna catch up. We're gonna get there, okay? And I'm learning. I went to the insight page. I went to the different departments that you said to do, and I did it. I just did not set up the Instagram.
That's
cool.
fine. It sounds like you did a great job. And also, where are you recruiting from? Because a great place would be, like you said, a freshman at a college, or maybe even, like I said, a lot of high schoolers know this. You know, maybe get to a Boys and Girls Club or something.
I'm gonna do better this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
see
gonna
if you
really
can
recruit a
recruit
young
one of
person
them.
that
Yeah.
can be dedicated to work this page.
Do you remember your login? You could log in on his computer.
Right.
Okay,
Was it
so
on
the
Facebook?
I think it's my personal one. 'Cause
That's
I
fine.
tried my other.
I think even if it is your personal, it's good to see what you posted.
Okay.
So that'd be
Is
fun.
your
So you can-
personal connected to your
It must be.
organization? Because mine is, because that's how mine is. I logged into my personal, and then I go to my page.
You can type in
Okay.
whatever password is.
Okay.
Or, yeah, email
I
it.
think this is it.
Which kind of goes back to what your question was earlier.
So would it be the email?
Yes,
It would
ma'am,
be
I'm
your
talking to you.
email.
I'm sorry, I forgot to get your name. But so what I typically do is I use my personal
then your
page to
password.
do a lot of posting. And then if I have a sale or let's say an
Do you have it on
event
your
or something
cell?
like that,
Or
that's
do you
when
have
I'll
your Facebook
typically
post on your
boost the
cell?
post.
Gotcha, okay.
So outside of this, like as of right
Let's
now,
see
I
what
will boost the post.
happens.
But any other day when I'm just trying to make sure I keep my audience
Right, your full
engaged,
email.
I don't
And then,
typically
do you remember your
boost.
password?
Because it's very important, like you said, when we were talking to the little
You don't
group
think so?
yesterday,
No, but do you
it's
have it on
very
your phone?
important that
Like, do
you
you have Facebook on your
constantly keep your audience engaged. So you can't post once that's not enough. You have to post at least once to twice a day. At least.
Because it shows
And that's
nothing on
where
the
you
page, so it
really
must be
need,
linked with
Someone
my
else.
personal.
That's where
Do you know your
need
personal
a
page?
consultant help on staff.
That's true. It's very time consuming.
So what I'm saying is, I can mirror your phone. I can show what your phone
It's
shows.
not feasible to post once a day if you have a product, becomes redundant,
No, you show different things.
Let's see if this
have
works.
different things to show.
You get creative.
Right. No, your business is custom made, so you're not gonna have things to post.
Well, let's see. Okay, so when you say custom made, what exactly is your business, if you don't mind me
Are
asking?
there
I
any
do
accounts?
businesses, I have,
Oh, yeah,
one
big
year
net first.
lessons, which I do
Capital
stoves
P.
and pyramids for churches. But
Is that a
that's,
capital
upon them
Lowercase K,
ordering,
lowercase
then
s.
usually I would post what I did for that
Okay,
particular
that's fine.
church.
That's
But
okay.
if I'm not doing anything, then I have nothing.
You can
to
use your phone
post.
number,
Then
but not
the
as your
business
password.
I have is TK Kids.
It's in your call.
And that's
Sorry.
clothing
It's in your
and
call.
accessories featuring children's color.
But it's not on my
Usually
Yeah,
if I'm doing an
this is
event
on
or
here.
something, I'll post
Yeah.
someone
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
not, like I said, but I did do it.
Okay, great, thank you. Actually, so we can try this. What is your? Oh, you don't have a Facebook page, do you? Yeah, if I can.
So what you can do is, if you like, let's say there is a dress that you like, you haven't made it, but let's say you like this dress. You can post that dress and be like, hey, I love this dress. I would love to do this design for somebody. You know, if you like this dress, comment below. I can do this for you. You know what I'm saying? Or you could even, if you are, as you are making the dress, have someone videotape you sewing the dress. You don't have to post it that day. You can keep it as a filler for later. Have someone videotaping you
We just turn off.
sewing the dress. You can post inspirational quotes or quotes like, so there's funny things and memes and words, something about sow a day or
this
keep
one, right?
the worms away, I don't know.
You post it
But
like this.
you'll post something, you'll just post the words and people will think, oh, that's so funny, and then they may share it. So it's just, you just have to get very
Great. And where's the
creative
Frazier
with,
one, or the ZWH?
with building that. Like, I don't get a sale every day, so I can't necessarily, and then all of my customers don't send me
Wait, this one?
pictures all the time. Most of the time I have to actually go to their Instagram pages and take their pictures and tell them, y'all, I'm posting your pictures. But when I don't have things to post, I'll find funny
This is
quotes to
2017.
post. I'll use, or when I take
What was your
pictures,
name?
I take lots of different pictures in different settings and things like that. And then I don't post them all at once. So I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna post this today. I'm gonna keep these. So like I did a lot of videos and photos over the
I can't see
weekend
anything.
because my
Because I'm
friend
not-
girl,
but that's fine. Okay,
she
thank you,
wears
though.
my
Oh,
hair,
okay.
and we went out of town. So I took lots of different pictures of her throughout the trip. And I've only posted like 2 of them so far. So I'm going to use those other pictures at another
I'm
time
just
when I
not
don't
friends
have
with you, so I can't
things,
see.
when I don't
Oh,
have
okay.
anything
Thank
to
you.
post. I post reviews. So if you have someone that says, oh my goodness, this is the best, I love your work, post that review. So you just have to get really creative in trying to fill that space. But if you don't constantly remind people of your service or your product, they will forget. All right. She gonna get in?
Yeah, we can get it.
Okay.
We can just go to
Is
the
she
next
gonna
one.
she gonna on her phone?
No.
Oh.
We can just go to the next one. Then.
All right. Number 20.
Okay, that's me.
Mhm.
And, I have 2 I'm gonna post, and I did go and share the Zan Westinghouse post, but I did not post this month because I'm on a fast from Facebook.
Okay.
And it's something I'm fasting, so you will see posts.
You're
that
using
I
your iPad?
posted, yeah,
Okay.
previously.
Did you say you had what's her business?
Just need to plug this.
And I'll let her explain it better than I do. She said tea cakes and
She had 2
miracles.
businesses.
Mhm.
So, first, what's your name?
Tell us who you are and your businesses.
Well, that's what just set up.
You gotta know that.
Yes, it's tea cake kids and miracles and blessings. And once they get in and get set up, we'll allow her to explain it because I'm sure she'll do a much better job of explaining it. And then
Miracles and
I will.
Blessings.
Mhm.
What is your name?
John Quill, Akira.
All right, and as they're setting up, does anyone have any questions, anything they want to share that they've learned or they've experienced throughout this whole social media craziness?
Well, I need to learn more and more on how I can direct my personal, this is Facebook, how I can direct my personal Facebook page to the nonprofit for which I work or that I direct.
Almost there.
Because I have many more friends than ICDC does, and so I really do need to, personal place, I really do need to learn how to direct that. But in addition to that, when we look at trying to keep things fresh, which is what I think I'm hearing, once or twice a day, that does require some help and staff support, or even if it's limited. I mean, even if, and I guess what I'm asking Francis and others at this, even if at some point in time, you know, in order to really get us up and shooting up and out, I mean, even if there's a firm that we all support, I mean, you know, I'm just talking, of course, having we just have to acknowledge that in the presence of many other things that we
You can sit
do,
down, too. So everything you showed
we need
here.
someone to help do this. And so even if we all made a
First,
contribution
I'll
to a
ask you to
different
introduce yourself
firm,
after her
I'm
questions.
managing these
And then-
Facebook pages, or this Instagram, or whatever, I'm just throwing out an idea. And it says that, and we will all do the ongoing contribution to that. Anyway, I'm just throwing that out and something to make sure that things are kept fresh and
Well, you make a good point. It wasn't until we spoke, Courtney, Jasmine and I met with Courtney, Courtney came in, she's a blogger as well as she does social media for Essence.
Yes, ma'am.
And I asked her to come to meet with us because a part of us scaling up just the businesses in the South,
Yes, ma'am.
we gotta scale up the market. You know what
Oh, I
I'm saying?
completely understand.
And so, when she told us, I was just as shocked as you, once to twice a day, but we're gonna bring her in so we can learn how to do some automation. Meaning, let's say for 1 month, we learn how to automate our system so you know you could get at least 1 post a day.
You can schedule the
You can
post.
schedule it.
So she
She's
says when
gonna-
she runs other people's, because she does, and she said she's not at the current moment, which she may in the future, but at the current moment, she said in the past, she'll like dedicate a Sunday
Right.
to the companies that she works with, and she schedules their posts for the entire week. So they don't all upload on that Sunday. They're scheduled, one will go out on Monday, 2 will go out on Tuesday.
Right.
And she's like, and that's how she does it. And that's how, you know, we would suggest, you know, someone else who's possibly even running their own. Because I said I was going to incorporate dedicating 1 day to scheduling for my own personal brand. Because working this job and then also trying to do my personal brand, it is a lot. Because typically most hair companies post at least 4 times a day. And that, yeah. And so trying to take the pictures, upload the pictures, come up with catchy stuff to say, hashtags,
Right.
answering questions, it's very time consuming. So scheduling the post will definitely, in my opinion, I think will help my personal brand. And there's an app too that allows you to go across
Hootsuite.
all apps.
Hootsuite.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what it
You
is.
can also
What's
do it
the
on
name of it?
Facebook.
What-
Hoot, HOOTSUITE, I think it is.
What is-
Hootsuite. HOOTSUITE. I think it's how you spell it.
It allows you to
Oh,
to
yeah,
schedule.
okay.
Yeah.
And it lets you upload to multiple platforms all in one place, which is very helpful inside your time.
Right. And so we're gonna look at that and bring her in so we can actually do, you know, I know this is a lunch and learn, but we had to know where you guys were stuck. You understand? This is like our assessment to understand what it is your needs are gonna be, so that when we bring someone in, they can do a longer, we go hands-on as a, you know, as a group, and then, you know, execute. Be able to execute. Okay?
Great.
All right.
So now we'll give
So,
her the floor.
what was your number again?
Her number was 20.
Great, so this is number 20 for the presenter number, and while she's presenting, if you could fill out the feedback forms, that'd be great.
So this is your feedback form.
So first, could you introduce yourself and then talk about what your company does?
Okay. If y'all might fill those out for everyone, so we can hand them out.
This is, my name is Jonquil Akira, and the first business I'm gonna do is gonna be TK Kids. And TK Kids is a clothing and accessory line that features clothing for children of color. And I've been doing TK Kids since 1990. And I've traveled, I traveled around the country at festivals all across, setting up exhibit booths at festivals, black conferences and such. And then in 2004, economy got bad, so I went back to work. And so now 2017, I retired, and so I'm trying to boost my business back up. And so I did enjoy the session last week because I had no idea what hashtags were used for. And so now I do, because I just was making up hashtags on my personal page, you know, like, just making up hashtags. And then I also enjoyed, I did go back on my Facebook page for TK Kids and Miracles and Blessings and looked at the analytics side, you know, and to see what was I'm doing there and to see how my posts are doing. And but on the
Excuse me,
side.
had you done that before last week?
No. I've seen that page because usually when I get likes or something on my page, it'll flip me over there, you know, but I had no idea what it meant till last week, so I really did like that. But basically, this is my little great niece, Kinsley. She turned 3 months and she has on her little tea cake outfit with the little headband. and this, and so I just post this, and I just said I found trying to post something to my Facebook business page because it was on my general page where my sister posted it. So I just said I found this, and I was sending people back, you know, to my website. And on that particular post, when I posted it, I had 66 people that it reached, and they asked me to boost. And I never have boost. And then this was the little dress on the purple on the, was when I did Kinsley Easter dress. And then I had people to see it on my regular Facebook page and reached out. So I did that, and I did my little hashtag custom made dresses because, but I see on this one, I did not send people back to my website. And but on this one, I reached 212 people, and it asked me to boost. And again, I didn't boost.
So you didn't boost any of that?
I don't know how to boost, so no, I don't boost.
Okay,
And so
so
this
we're gonna teach you today.
And so this is that's the picture that was posted on my regular page where I switched it over to my Facebook page. And so basically these are
So right here.
get off of Kinsley.
Well, so you're a seamstress, is that what I'm asking?
Yeah, and then this is a TK Kid bib, and let me get off of Kinsley. And this is one of my little ballerina t-shirts where it shows multicultural. And then on that one, I reached 163 people, and they suggested I boost, and I didn't.
So with these hashtags that you're using,
I said unique hashtag unique baby shower gift. You know, I didn't know what hashtag to use. So I didn't know it reached back to anything.
I'm sorry, I missed something. When we say that's incorrect, you're talking
no, I'm
about-
just curious what your reasoning was.
Oh, okay.
Because hashtags are a tool, so if you don't really know how to use them,
Well,
you can't be
when it was
effective.
explained to me, it was on my regular page, and my daughter-in-law said, yeah, use a hashtag. So I put my grandkids on there. I put hashtag big grandmother. You know, hashtag this, hashtag that.
Right.
Now they may be showing up somewhere. I don't know.
Right. There are no really bad hashtags. It's just effective or like least effective and then most effective.
And so this one, a friend of mine posted on my regular page. I switched it back over here. They attended a baby shower, and they had TK Kids products. So on this one, I did send the people back to my website, and it had 120 people that one reached. And then I did backpacks, and I just posted products.
Right.
And I had a customer, when I used to travel around, I just had everything in my booth. And so she called and wanted backpacks for her grandkids.
Wow.
And I didn't do backpacks anymore, but I decided, okay, I make them, so let me go ahead and take the sale. So I just did hashtag satisfied customer, you know.
Great.
And so she also had the backpacks, and she wanted a teacher's t-shirt.
Could you go to the About tab at the very top?
About,
Yep.
okay.
And we had a question back here. How many
How many
followers do you
followers
have?
do you have? on your
How many
page?
followers?
I don't know. Let me see how many followers. Where did I find that at? And then
should
that's
get
the
a
thing
follow.
about followers, asking people to like your page.
Can you go to
Because
your,
most of the time it's asking people on my regular page, you know, it gives those names, and so it's really the same people that like my business page that's on my regular page. And
right.
you
So
know.
the way that you want to grow that is to post consistently on your regular page, your business page, and post things that you would think would be interesting to people who find this topic interesting. So if you go on your home tab at the top, it should tell you how many followers you have. Tap it again, just so it takes you to the top. Yeah. Scroll up a little bit. Where is it?
Keep going up. Is that all the way at the top?
Right.
All the way?
All the way to the top.
That's all well.
Maybe.
Which baby on the
Okay.
Yeah,
You have 195.
Ms. Karen says 195.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fine.
fine.
It's 195. Great. So let's see. So your
And see my
insights.
name, that's me, I just can't.
Uh-huh.
Just like your page. I'm 195. I'm Kelly Jordan Freeman, that's me.
Oh, you're 195.
I just wanted
Okay.
you all to know.
Oh, thank you.
And I've,
Thank you.
I've also friended you. in some
Yeah, I see
comments.
Karen Marshall. Thank you. Yeah, but yeah,
And
thank you.
Diana,
But
also
so what else you wanted to look at? Because I was gonna go.
What was your most recent post?
Oh, my most recent post. You know, I've been on my fast.
Right.
My most recent post on my business
If you type
page.
down page on the top.
On my business page. Let me see what's my most recent post.
Keep going down. Right there. May 10th.
Yeah, and see on my regular page, you know, I've missed Facebook, you know, but I post everything, and I, you know, everything like food and everything,
Right.
but it has nothing to do with my business
Right.
pages, so I don't put it over there.
Right, that
You
makes
know,
sense.
so but if someone, if I'm going to an event or if something's going on, you know, then I will post. But I just didn't want to bog people down.
Mhm.
But
So what you want to do on your page is think about a random stranger who doesn't know you at all
Mhm.
and is interested somewhat in your product. Right? So one way that you attract those people is you post consistently. And
even if I post consistently and they're not in my 195 group, I still would attract them.
that's
Hashtags.
Hashtags.
right.
Yeah.
But then also if you think about the group that the 195 that follows you, every single time that they like one of your posts, that also puts it on their feed so their friends can also see it.
When
And
they
that-
like, I thought they had to share it.
They can, but sometimes it also shows, like Facebook sometimes puts their likes. But then even if,
Just to be safe, I would say share.
right, and
Yeah,
even
you-
if, the more people that see it on your post 195, then if they share it, then that also goes into the news.
So I always have a call of action, like you said. I always drive them back to your website, but I always like so like today I'm gonna actually send out a text to everybody. But even on my physical posts, I'll be like share, or I might even put hashtag share, or I'll be like share on your page for me, please.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you do that on your personal page, a lot of people do it because it's friends and family that are genuinely, you know, concerned with your
Right,
business
right,
growing,
yeah,
and they'll
okay.
share it with their friends. So now you're reaching that 1,000-something people, then the next 1,000-some people. So it really brings people back in. And since you're selling a product, especially like this, I don't know when your fast is over, but I would definitely take in consideration. I would put it on the marketplace. That would be the Facebook Marketplace. Will be a great tool for you. It's free of charge, where you could sell your products, and it'll be a great platform for you to sell your products. And then, like you said, using hashtags, do different things like you said with the custom T-shirts. That's a good one because people look that up. So like custom, but you just kind of think what's something general that everybody may be looking at if they were looking for something like this.
Right, and another important thing about consistently posting is whenever anyone goes to a page that they might be interested in, they only like it if there's something that they're going to get from it. And that means if I get updates from it. If I go to a page that I think I might be interested in and they don't really post ever, then there's no real point in me liking it because I don't see any updates because they don't make any updates, right?
Yes,
So you want to make consistent, interesting, and relevant posts on your pages. And then the people that follow you, the ones who are dedicated, will share those, and then that'll reach a bigger audience. But you have to have something to show to the bigger
Right,
audience.
because that's what I'm doing with my website right now, because when I was working for the 14 years, in between I just kept the website up, and I got customers, you know, but it hadn't been updated, because you see this picture right here, this one is a huge picture.
Mhm.
The little girl in the middle, she's 17 now, you know, so, you know, and then the little babies down there, they're 14, so, you know, I got to take that picture off and do something completely different, but I have to update my website
and change it all around.
But like I said, I wouldn't necessarily take it off because it shows trust.
Yeah, because they don't know how old they are.
Exactly. But it also shows trust. Just like even if they were to put it together, like so it's like, okay, this company has existed for 17 years, so that must mean they have they're reputable. So the newer you are, sometimes will actually steer people away from selling or buying things from you because they don't know if you're an actual trustworthy company. So keeping it a little old is always, because they have this thing called Throwback Thursday. So on Throwback Thursday, I try to always show pictures of when I first started selling here, which was like, I don't know, probably 7 years ago. And that just kind of shows to my customers that, oh, she's not just, you know,
I
she
could
didn't
do a
just start
throwback
this.
because I have pictures of, but do I have to ask for their permission? I have pictures from back in the day, people in my products. But,
Do you manufacture and produce, and do you sew this yourself? You develop?
Yeah, I sold myself. When I started in 1990, I did have like cottage workers. I had 3 little ladies that work in their home while I went out and traveled, and then I would leave everything with them to sew while I went out. And so applique, everything is applique, and so applique is lost art now because they have so much machinery. So it's not that many people that do it. And so now I'm doing everything, you know, and I've tried to reach out to people, but like I said, it's lost art, just like sewing. It's mostly a lost art.
Right.
But
And you sell online only? Help me out, I'm sorry.
yeah, I sell online only. I used to do shows and go to festivals, but I don't want to do that too much. But I did go to Desperate for Women's Conference with Oak Cliff Bible, and I'm going to plan on doing that next year. Something in the Dallas area. I don't want to travel. I traveled everywhere. I've been in California, Florida, you know, everywhere. I don't want to travel that much.
But you don't travel to community-based or neighborhood festivals, nothing like that?
I do if I've done enough festivals to know if it's feasible for me to do, whether, you know, just to give my money to be sitting out there and not doing anything. I've done Kwanzaa Fest all the way up until I started working every year. I did Kwanzaa Fest when it was at Lincoln High School.
Yes, I remember very well.
And so I did Kwanzaa Fest last year, and I'm debating if I'm going to be there this year. But, I mean, this year, but I'm thinking, so I'll maybe at Kwanzaa Fest.
Let me ask you this, what recommendations would you give her for boosting?
Right, so first can you go to your About section?
So to what?
If you go, scroll down a little bit.
I have a question real quick before y'all talk about that. Do you have an actual store built in, or do you just direct them to a website?
I
Do
have
you have a store built in on your Facebook page?
no, on my website.
Okay.
I have a card on my website.
Okay.
You tap on About.
Tap on About?
Yes.
Okay.
Unique clothing and accessories featuring children of color, beautiful handmade appliques, letter, brightness. Great. Can you scroll down a bit? I'm just trying to see a general feel of your.
Oh, about me?
Yeah, and then scroll up. Great. So I think you've hit the important parts, which is you have your website, you have your phone number, and you have a good description of who you are. I think the main thing for you right now is to grow this Facebook page, because this seems to be like one of the ways that you're leading people back to your website. And a good thing would just be to consistently post, and the way to do that is you have a lot of different pictures of your products or people wearing your products. You could post those like once a week or something. And the thing with consistently posting is it doesn't necessarily mean every day or every week necessarily, but it just means that people can expect to see posts, and it's not just, oh, I'm going to go out of town for 6 months and not post anything.
Right.
So I think the best would be to post once a week at the very least. And then use these hashtags that we were talking about. You can look up very easily just popular hashtags, trending hashtags that have something to do with your product. And then just start getting a lot of posts out there. People will share those a lot more often, and then that's how you reach the bigger audience. And then it goes back to the point that building an audience is only possible if, one, you can reach people, and then two, if you have something to show those people once you've reached them. But it seems like you have a very good website, and you have a good pointer right now. You just need to make the Facebook a little bit stronger.
And back on hashtags, you kind of threw out some there that.
I know. I didn't know the use
I'm not
for.
sure where you're going. But when you do things like your book bags or your backpacks,
Mhm.
then put backpack in there.
Right.
Or a custom backpack or something. It needs to lead back though to your, you know, it'll lead back to your business. But just saying, what was one of those ones you said?
I said it.
grandmother's sauce. Yeah, that's not gonna get you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry,
Oh, you want
Go
it
ahead.
back? I was gonna
you
go.
don't have an Instagram right now, right?
No, I don't have Instagram, but I took a course. I've been in classes probably about the last 2 weeks. At school, they suggested I go Instagram because I have a lot of pictures.
Right,
and
I think
things.
that's-
That's what I
And
was
then,
just- I was
and then
gonna
Etsy is really good
Etsy's
for
good too.
handmade products, you know. So again, the same as everyone else. If I'm creating everything, you know, to do the website and all those
Right.
pages, you know, I've retired, so maybe I can.
I think another good thing just to deal with that is you can schedule posts. So if you just decide I'm going to spend 6 hours every Sunday working on social media for that week, it's not as hands-on, but it still works. You can just say I'll post, or I'll schedule to post once a day or something like that. So you do have to like sit down and invest some time, but it can be very convenient for you.
Yeah, I do plan on doing Instagram.
Right.
And,
Because you can just schedule the posting. I think Instagram would be a very strong tool for you.
and then this is Miracles and Blessings. And Miracles and Blessings, I was in the midst of, I was a single parent doing TK Kids, and so I was praying for me a husband. I told God, I said, God, let me have some so we can grow. And so instead, he gave me another business. So instead, I was just this song, Miracles and Blessings. And so Pastor Holmes, he started asking me to do his stoves and things. So out of that came Miracles and Blessings. And so Miracles and Blessings is a line of stoves and pyramids that are custom made. And then they do have Afrocentric fabrics in them. I did have a pyramid installed in Coca-Cola catalog for Advent season last year, and it did pretty good in the store. So that was one avenue. But this is this one got quite a bit. This was when the store that Pastor Payton has on. He finished his ministry classes, and they wanted to give him a stove, so they asked me to create one. And that was it. Also, the pyramid that's on the altar, I did as well.
And these are the kind of posts that look good because it builds like a reputability.
Are you the one, I'm sorry.
No,
Are you the one who does those, that Shirley gets those?
Yeah, Shirley Newsom. Yeah, yeah.
I've been trying to connect you.
Yes, that's me.
Okay, that's you.
And so this is this one I posted because the church had asked me to do a group of stoves for Easter, and I had to do 6 stoves, and so I kind of made the theme, you know, the butterflies, because it's resurrection and new life. And so then each stove I did to the side where people could flip back and see how each one, you know, was. And so basically that's that.
Tremendous work,
Yes, you would.
Thank you.
And it lasts. That's some stuff.
You got stuff you can post every day too.
So this one, that one only reached 23 people. And then this one was a Kente stove.
I was just about to say the same thing. You have a much smaller target demographic with something like that. It's really only going to be clergy people for the most part.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that, again, on my Miracles and Blessing page, still, when it tells me to hook to friends, it's friends that are on my main page. When I don't want to hook to them, I want to hook to clergy people, you know. But on this one, I put, I gave my phone number and stuff because I do not have a website for Miracles and Blessings yet. I'm working on a website for it.
Do you have a Facebook page right here?
Yeah, I have a Facebook for that one. So this one reached 46 people. And
I don't.
Miracles and Blessings to the tea cakes kit, because it's all handmade items.
That's what I was
That's true.
thinking, me too.
well, the thing that I was going to try to do was constant contact.
where I did an email to all my clients.
Email blast.
Yeah, email blast once a month, and then just let them know what I'm doing new, and then it goes to everyone, Miracles and Blessings and TK Kids. So if they're interested in one or the other, they have that, you know, to do. And then these stalls here, I have a religious seminar in Indianapolis, Indiana, and everyone that graduates, this is the stall that they get, and I'm in the process of completing 24 to send to them for their this year graduates. And so,
That is great. So not to cut you off, Miss Akir, did I say that correctly?
Miss Akir,
Miss
yeah.
Akir. So I just want to see if anyone else was going to be able to present today.
Oh yeah, I stopped.
No, you're fine, because we were talking and carrying on, and we got lost on time. So, and as y'all dismantle, is number 7, Ms. Lloyd. Were you ready to present today?
I have probably just clear.
So while you're, he'll set you up, and then I'll get your question.
I was just kind of wondering, you're only catering to children of color.
Okay, I only cater to children of color. Throughout the, I guess 30-something years I've done TK Kids, I've been to all festivals and everything. I've seen everything. When you go in the stores, you see things that say my big sister, my little sister. In the gift shop, they're always white. I've had people when I did a show in Atlanta at Greenbrier Mall, the National Arts Festival. I had a woman come to my booth and say, "You're prejudiced. You're prejudiced. You only have, you know, little black kids in here." I said, "Well, go downstairs and tell the gift shop, and, you know, did you see?" And so I've done foster parent conferences where I've included all races.
Oh, can you put it
I
this
still
way?
have the little white ones from that far. White people and stuff, they see themselves every day. They're more interested in seeing strawberries, every other kind of apricot stuff, because they have no problem seeing their images. The reason
And I do understand
African
that,
American
yeah.
children, they don't see their images, so it's a tool to try to help promote self-esteem. I only did the darker skin color at first because we have enough separation in our race, you know.
So whenever
And
they're
then I
going
had a
there,
lot of white people
question,
start coming
start.
to my booth.
Everything you do here is
And
on
then I
there.
realized these interracial marriages.
And you have a
So
secret.
they have 2 colors, the darker brown and the light brown, and you can choose which
Oh,
one.
great.
Yes.
Right.
I understand your concern because my daughter,
That's perfect. Yeah, we can show this thing.
when she had children, she could not find books. So she wrote, she writes. So she wrote just like me, so that our girls can learn to like their hair, like their skin, you know, just like themselves. So I understand that concept, sure.
I appreciate this morning. I have 9 grandchildren on the way.
Great.
I'm so glad that my granddaughters now, I can give them dolls that were not accessible to me when I was growing up. So I did have one Julia doll, that was the only black doll. But now you get the hair, you get the skin colors.
That's because you demanded that.
Yes.
Right.
And I just think TK Kids is
Are
great.
you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Great.
All right, sorry to cut you off, because I don't know if people have to rush out after our 90 minutes, so you all have time, but you know, we can definitely go over a little bit. But we want to make sure we share the floor, and then again, if you have questions, you have no cards in front of you, jot them down, if you want to, you know, to remind yourself, and then we can revisit that conversation, or that's a conversation that y'all can have amongst each other, if y'all share email addresses and Facebooks and things like that, okay?
Great.
All right, so now we have presenting Miss Erica Lloyd, and she'll tell us what it is that she sells, the products that she sells, and tell us a little bit about her company.
Over there looking for my glasses right here. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Erica Lloyd, and my company is Sandlo Online. And what I do through my company is I have a lot of online stores. I have 3 shops on Etsy, and I started a nonprofit almost 2 years ago that I kind of put on hold after I got hurt, and so now I'm in the process of trying to pick that back up and get that off the ground and running. But today for this class, I've decided to do my brand, which is called I'm Perfect. And a lot of people think that I'm Perfect is about perfection, and it's not, because a lot of times when people see my brand, the first thing they think, well, if nobody's perfect, you know, only God's perfect. But that's not what I'm Perfect is about. I'm Perfect is about being perfect in who you are, being you, being self-confident in who you are, no matter what you look like, no matter what you have, regardless of race, religion, color, creed. It's about being you, about being who you are, being perfect in yourself. And so that's the brand I'm highlighting today. And this is a Facebook page that up until this class last week, I haven't really given much attention to. I created the page but hadn't really posted much. That's kind of a logo that I did myself and came up with, and I just don't have a lot of time for social media, and trying to do it myself, realized that it is very time consuming. I looked at Hootsuite and never got around to actually using it. So a lot of this stuff, I try to get my teenager to do it, but he's so busy doing his own thing. So it's just trying to keep up with it myself. This is a post that I made today. And all of the posts that I tend to make tend to go along with my brand and the image that I'm trying to create with it. And I found this post online today and posted it, and my comments at the top, live up to your full potential, be yourself.
How did you choose these hashtags?
I chose those hashtags based on, again, what I'm trying to promote, being self-confident, love of self, and my motto, be you. So that's basically what I based the hashtags on. I hadn't really looked them up to see if they coincided with anything else.
So I just want to look at the hashtags really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about a couple of them, but self-confidence, self-love, love of self, those are pretty popular ones. And you can just tell just because they're pretty general and people will talk about these a lot. And then the other thing is I think it's really important is you put hashtag I'm perfect, right?
Yeah.
Which ties your own brand.
Right.
So even though you might not have looked these up, these are good intuitive hashtags that people will expect to see.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Does the and this is actually probably more so for Phong, does the fact that she's using some capital letters, does that change it?
It doesn't.
Okay.
So those will all connect to the same hashtag,
Okay.
regardless of whether it's capitalized.
Case.
So
So it's
I
not
think
case sensitive.
it's not
That's
case
awesome.
sensitive. So I think this is really good because it looks more
It does.
aesthetically pleasing, and it's also easier to read.
And it's
Yeah.
it make it
Well, that's why I did it, because
Right.
it's easier to read, because if
Exactly.
it's all lowercase going across, you
It's
kind of
really
try to
hard to
figure out where the words break up. Yeah.
So this is a great idea to do that.
And then this is was that the first one? The second one didn't post, so let's see.
I saw Zan Holmes in there, so.
Yeah, we were supposed to do a post here, and so keeping along with the theme about building self-confidence, I chose the class, not this one since it's over, but the next class that starts August 8th, and it says, if you're still working on building self-confidence, or if you're proud and confident in who you are already, there's always room for improvement. And so then I posted about the class as far as trying to better oneself. So
You do good with the hashtag.
Right, yeah, those are
good
great.
hashtags.
Still working on it.
I mean,
I've always understood what hashtags were about, but how to properly use them, I didn't really understand. And I never used them. So after this class, I've started using them a whole lot more.
Yeah, those are great hashtags. The way you chose them were good.
Oops.
And then also,
What makes some great hashtags again?
sorry.
What makes some great hashtags?
So there are two ways to use hashtags. One is to tie your company together, and then the other one is to reach out into big audiences. So the hashtag I'm perfect is good because that applies
It connects
specifically
with
to
our
her.
business, right.
And then the other ones like self-love, self-confidence are good because those are very general but very targeted hashtags.
And then like the
And
other
then
one,
reach
like
out to
Dallas.
us. I'm sorry, what did you say?
No, I was saying the other one, like I said, Dallas,
Right.
DFW. Those are things that people routinely look up.
Right.
Right, to see
So
what's
a
new,
lot of
what
people
you're
just
So you got a hashtag that's directly tied to you, to what you do, and then a hashtag that's broader in perspective.
That's broad but also has something to do with you.
So
Because-
It's
it
broad and
brings them
also
to
has
your
something to do
page.
with you, that's what you're
The
saying.
hashtag will bring them to your page.
So
It can.
you can think of hashtag as like an email subject line. Whenever I'm looking for an old email, I search by keywords, right? And those will go to the, yeah. So the same thing with hashtags. If I'm thinking, what can I do today that has something to do with marketing, I'm interested. I can type hashtag marketing, and every single post that has that hashtag will show up.
Maybe you can click on one of the hashtag.
Right, yeah, so if you could, I don't know, click on self-love. I think that's a good one.
Now, do you boost,
Right.
employees?
So you see here,
No.
these are different people that we may not know, but they all tagged hashtag self-love in them.
Is this still Facebook?
This is
Yeah.
still Facebook.
And how many followers do you have?
Right, could you,
No idea.
Can you hit the arrow back at the top left?
1 minute.
And then scroll all the way back up? Okay, scroll a little bit down, right there. So you have 9 likes, and you got 4 new likes this week. So that's pretty
And one
good.
just won't do.
Sorry? Right, and then the final thing, could you scroll to the very top? Insights, could you tap on insights? Perfect. And then, view insights. There we go. Great, so let's see. Do you see where it says last 28 days?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tap on that? Nothing?
Probably not, because I haven't posted anything till today.
Right, but I think that's still good.
So that's today.
But we can see her reaching engagement from right there.
Wow. That's good.
Okay, I guess you can.
Right.
Okay, well, that was great, thank you.
Yeah, so if you look here, this is what I posted today. And as you can, I'm not sure if it even has the date, but yeah, you can see my last post was January.
Right.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. I haven't posted anything in the last 28 days.
Right.
Yeah.
But from the last week, you've gotten 4 new likes.
No,
which
that
is-
was today.
Oh, okay. From today, you
Yeah,
got 4 new
that's what I
likes.
was explaining to Francis right after we left the class. I did the youth revival at my church. That was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Went to a family reunion Saturday and Sunday. On Monday, I had to catch up with everything, so that was this morning.
Great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
And you can just unplug it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so I understand we are out of time, so if you must leave, you are welcome to, because we understand you have busy schedules, but we would appreciate if you were able to stay, because we do have one more, only one. Number 17, Ms. Freeman.
And will you be using my computer or your phone?
I'm using my phone.
Okay.
Can we use my iPhone?
Yes, that's fine.
And again, while she's coming up, does anyone have any questions, anything they want to add?
I guess my question is about Instagram, because for all of them, including this one, I have an Instagram page, a business Instagram.
Uh-huh.
I have never used it. So it's there, it exists, but I
I'll
have
tell you
never
when you
used it. I mean, I'm just not sure what to do with Instagram.
You just post pictures?
Almost just like Facebook, but.
Yeah, Facebook, like you said, for me, Facebook, I personally enjoy Instagram more because, like you said, is you're able to look at one thing at a time. Facebook has so many different things on that one page. It's kind of like, for me, it's a little bit too much. So with Instagram, especially if you're selling a product,
You post pictures of that product just like you would on Facebook. Say whatever your little your little comment. I forget what they call it underneath there. I always forget.
Say something.
We'll say something. It's but it's a name for it. And then you just do that, just as you would, like you said, just as you would on Facebook.
And what is your number, please?
17.
17.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelly Joy Freeman, and I am learning a lot. If I just stop right here, I have enough to really help advance me. So thank you all, and even the people that come up here. I'm learning from you. As I said, I'm Kelly, and my business is Diamond Light LLC. However, through a mentoring session with a young lady, Dr. Cassandra Bradford, I found another revenue stream that actually has taken off and is outperforming the previous business. So I understand how you can start with one thing and it grows into another. And that business caused me recently to have to introduce a new business name which better represents what that new business is. Diamond Light, I was energy consultant for commercial buildings. My new business is called Circle Terra. Circle Terra is an environmentally friendly eco products. So we offer tableware, we offer all of those items that you would use to eat, tableware and serveware, so that you're not using unhealthy plastics and styrofoams and putting those back into the earth. One of the things that I found is that after working for years with someone else, I wanted to grow my own business, and I wanted to do something that I enjoyed and look forward to every day. And that passion came out with my mentor, and that I love the earth. I love gardening, I love my hands in the dirt, I love being outside, I love to grow things. And as a result of that, within 1 year and 6 months, my business has expanded to where I now have EarthX. If you all have heard of EarthX, that's the largest environmental fair in the state of Texas, in the world. They're my customer. Texas Discovery Gardens, the Butterfly Garden at the State Fair is my customer. Tarrant County. I have a lot of clients that there is a huge need right now for us to go back into those things that are good for our earth and for our bodies. So meeting Alindra, I met her at the networking, and how I'm meeting people is beautiful. I'm getting chills when I sit here and talk, because I know I'm on the path of where I need to be. And connecting with people who know more than what I know is very important, because you know, as a business owner, you don't have time to do everything and you don't know everything. And I know a lot, but I know I need people who know more than I know. So my challenge right now is that I'm through doing a course correction. I'm trying to understand, what am I doing wrong and what do I need to do differently quickly, because I don't have a lot of time, because there's some things going on right now where my next customer is the Texas Rangers, guys. This is like blowing up. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Thursday, I'm meeting with those guys. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I separate me from my business, and how do I be more effective in the marketing very quickly and do it on a very small budget right now, right? So, okay, let me see what I'm doing. Yes, that's Tremble Crow, Michael Caine. Yes, at EarthX Film. I'm actually sitting on their advisory board right now. They invited me, which is because when I walk in there, guys, I don't see people look like me, so I'm so proud. And they want to engage people to help get the word, because the earth is green, and we all, bottom line, we're all one. And I love that they have embraced me, and they're helping me to help them, and they're, you know what I mean? So it's really a beautiful thing. But I know I got to turn it up a notch. That's why I'm here. So
That's good. Very good.
I got to turn it up a notch, because I'm trying to keep up, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you Diamond Light. So Circle Terra, I just released that brand with the help of I went ahead and paid somebody because I did not have time or understanding how to create the brand, the name, and all of that came with it. Diamond Light Good Earth Products was that's a mouthful, right?
Yes.
And when I tell people that was the name, they're like, the light, Diamond Light, throws them off, and they think I'm doing lighting or jewelry or something. So we came up with Circle Terra, which is about taking it out of the earth, putting it in the earth. It's healthy, and Terra means earth. Okay, so this is what I was working with, y'all. I'm going to change this. Like I said, I'm doing course correction. Right now, my target market is the larger consumers, those who have access to a lot of people. Individuals are still my clients, and every time I get out there, it's the one-on-one thing never changes. But I'm trying to make a more broad impression quickly as the momentum. There's a lot of momentum going on right now about going back to what's better for our bodies and for the earth, right? So I had Diamond Light Good Earth, and I'll just show you what I was working with, and you all will see what I was doing wrong. I mean, I'm learning what I'm doing wrong. So I have 49 people there, and what I did, which I see what I loved, I didn't get her name, number 20. Oh. Miss T Cakes, what's your name?
John Quill.
John Quill, okay. What I loved about what she did and what I see what I was doing wrong is that I had my products on the page, and I really didn't want that. What I see that you did is that you actually took pictures of the products individually, or people were, and I want to take the money aspect of this off of the page and talk more about what I was, what the brand is. I want to show the product. So at Cornerstone, God bless Cornerstone Baptist Church, Pastor Chris Simmons out there. Yes, they were my first client. They gave me my first chance, and what they're trying to do is become more green because they feed the homeless. So I provide them biodegradable plates so that when the homeless leaves and they throw it away, you don't have plastic and styrofoam all over in the neighborhood, right? So they were my first. This is EarthX. So what I've been doing, because this is I'm trying to figure this all out, I would take pictures, I would post them on my personal page, and then I would share it to my business page, because I was finding that I wasn't really getting a lot of people looking. So this is me at EarthX at the, that's me in a little house, sorry about that. But that's my brand up there at one of the film festivals. I'm a community partner with EarthX. And here's me recently sowing seeds of joy. I was there with those guys. They do things in Africa.
How did you come up with that hashtag?
That's the name of their company.
Okay.
So again, like I was saying, this is something that happened this weekend, but I'm transitioning, and I got to know how to effectively do that. So my challenge is, do I change the name? This is what I did for Circle Terra. I went ahead and created, but there's nothing on there yet. I don't think you can see that. So I just put that, and that's just showing me in the community garden where I work, because what I want to do is become more like what you're doing and have my products on there being used. And as a result of me working in the garden, we pulled the greens, we harvested them, we took them right to the homeless shelter, and then they fed it on my plates. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't get all of that, and I'm learning, okay, I need to do this differently. So, like I said, I'm a work in progress. I'm learning, that's why I'm here. I first admit that the more I learn, I don't know. So,
But you're doing great.
I appreciate it. So, when it comes to the analytics of,
Now, how long have you had your page with Diamond Light?
since last year,
Okay.
yeah, since last year, and I would post, and I don't know, sometimes it says boost unavailable. I don't understand, everything. This is us out there harvesting and stuff. Here's where I show we changed our name and we have our own private brand. So I'm actually going to private brand now. My name of my company, Circle Terra, will be on the packages of the products as they go out. The cups, the plates, everything is, actually it's made out of sugarcane fiber instead of plastics. or bamboo fiber. They're very nice. This is an event, you know, where I was. I didn't know anything about the hashtags and all that kind of stuff. So there were no hashtags here. You know, I missed a lot of opportunity.
Do you have a separate website?
I do have a separate website. It's the Shopify website. And
sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say one good way to transition your name would be to double post. So post the exact same thing on Circle Terra and Diamond Light.
Okay.
And then every single time you post on Diamond Light, at the end or at the beginning of the post, also say, we're moving our page to Circle Terra.
Okay.
So anyone who's looking at it and is still on your old page will see the information that's relevant, but they'll also know that, oh, okay, this isn't gonna last forever, we're gonna move to another page.
Okay, good, because that's my challenge, trying to figure out how am I going to transition.
She could.
That's what I was just about to say. You don't have to make a whole other page.
I
Just
couldn't
change
figure out
the
how
name.
to do it. It made me do a new thing, and then I want to change it from a shop. I don't want it to be a shop anymore. I guess I can just
What do
go
you
and
mean
delete.
you don't want it to be a
There's
shop?
Because I
shop
have
now.
products, yeah, like I have a products, and I like how
Well, yeah,
hers
you should
is.
be able to remove that.
Okay, so
Well,
I
may
don't
I ask
want,
why would you want to remove that though?
because nobody is buying anything from there, and I would rather do it from, well, first of all, my clients are huge, and they don't buy 50 or 500. They buy 1,000. You know, they like
And that's how you
larger.
would prefer to keep it that way?
Yeah, I would just prefer to keep it. I would prefer if an individual wants to use it for them to go to my website and get the prices
Right.
there.
So there you could use Facebook purely as a reaching marketing tool. And one thing you could do is do what you want, which is post pictures of people using your products,
Mhm.
and then like describe it like, oh, this person's doing this for the community, and then at the end just say they're using this product. If you're interested, here's a link to the website.
Right. Okay.
Because
Okay, good.
I do appreciate the idea of trying to separate the price from the mission,
Yeah.
which is I think really important, especially for your Facebook,
Mhm.
because your Facebook isn't reaching, like you said, your clients. It's not supposed to reach your clients.
No.
It's reaching like the community, trying to get your reach
Yeah.
out. And your clients already know to go to your website.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a good move.
Yeah. Okay.
But
good.
to have best of both worlds and to have links for your products as well in case someone is interested.
And just to show you, oh, I did post I did tag everybody. But I did it on my personal page because, again, that's where a
Most
lot
of
of
your-
people, yeah, that's where they are.
So you posted.
Yeah, I tagged on my personal page.
So I tagged that.
Yeah, okay.
So, I have a question in regards to tagging something yourself. When you post something, and then not tag it, but liking it, is there any reason you should or should not?
So I guess the only thing was if anyone actually tries to like look at it, it would. I don't think there's a real downside.
Okay.
I don't think there's a real downside. Like,
Yeah, because Francis likes our stuff.
I have a question, from posting from your business page, like you can't go in and share something from your business page, because I tried to go on my business page and share here, but when I hit share, it put up my regular page. It wouldn't post it on my business page. It wouldn't share it to my business page.
so you saw one of our posts and you tried to share it.
I put share on it, but when it hit share, it shared it to my regular page. It wouldn't share it to my business page.
You have to direct it.
Right. There are several options for sharing, and if you click share now, it will just post it personally. But there should be options for you to share. And it should. Yeah, it should like share to.
I share with the messenger.
Right, exactly.
That's one, yeah.
Well, you can share a messenger, but I was trying to put it posted.
It's
on
under
my
her
page
edit?
So that I would do that particular, but it's on my regular page.
Yeah, I'm talking about messenger.
No, she's looking for her insight.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Are you an admin on your own page?
Yeah. We're trying to
I'm not
find the
seeing where it says-
analytics.
Yeah, I don't see where it says insights on her.